Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's episode is called Scatterbrain Saturdays, episode 1. And Scatterbrain Saturdays is not going to be about my hair, it's just going to be about whatever I want to talk about, pretty much. So, I'm going to talk about death. And the reason why I'm going to talk about death is because yesterday I just buried my grandaunt, and I grew up with her, so it was unexpected. She was 73, and yeah, we never had a clue that she would have died already. And it's so bad because you see these people walking on the street and they're crunched over, they're in a wheelchair, they're using a walker, and she was none of those things. She was very mobile, could move up and down just like me and you, clean up the house, cook, clean, do whatever, do everything that needs to be done. And yeah, she just got up one day and wasn't feeling well, and bam, that was it. So the reason why I think I had such a hard time with even just letting the information sink in that she was gone is because I just lost my uncle 9 months ago. And I say uncle and everyone's going to think that he's an older man, but no, he was born the day after me, so we actually called each other twins. And so because he was my twin, like literally, he was 32 years old. And I know I just gave away my age, but anyways, I couldn't believe it, right? That was a shocker. He was in a car accident, and that was it. Never got a chance to say goodbye. And I took that really hard. It really, really hard. I think I went through like a mild, not even mild, like I think it was a pretty bad depression. And I was pregnant at the time. And I was having a hard time, like straight goods, I'm being honest, like bathing, eating, any of that stuff. It was not happening. I didn't have the motivation to do it. I didn't care to do it. So I just wasn't doing it. Like that couple of months is such a blur. I don't even know what happened. I have 4 kids and I'm wondering what happened between the time he died to me coming back around to say, okay, I'm better now. Death is something that we all experience. Everybody will die one day. How you die differs, but the way that it affects people that are left behind can be hard. I never thought hearing that someone close to me dying would bother me so much. Like, my grandmother died back in 2009. And that hurt only because the day that I went to the house, she died the day after. And I ran out the house without even saying bye. Like, I said, bye, and gone. Because I was in a rush. Usually, you give her a hug, goodbye, kiss, whatever, and go about your business. I didn't do that in this case. Sorry, baby boy just had some cereal. So I'm just looking, realizing his face needs wiping. But anyways, I didn't do that in this case, right? I ran out the house and left. So I had a hard time with that, thinking, oh, I could have done better, but it didn't make me go into a place of not being able to function. Like, I cried maybe a day or two. I cried at the funeral. I cried at the burial. And then I was fine. And then it'll hit me every now and then, and I'll cry about it, but not where it kept me in a place of darkness. My uncle's death kept me in a place of darkness. I didn't understand why he had to go. So many people loved him. Like, his funeral was packed to the point where people were standing outside of the church. It was crazy. And I just don't understand why. They said the good die young. And it's so heartbreaking because he had a talent show. He had an art show to do, which would have been the Friday after he died, or the Saturday, whatever day it was. But so he died a week before his art show, And in their art show, he had to write a piece about what art means to him and everything like that. And in that piece, he talks about Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix having untimely deaths. And then before we even get to do his art show, he had an untimely death. So I just started moving about. Like, that happened September 29th. And we buried my grandaunt exactly 9 months later. On June 29th was when we put her in the ground. She died June 11th, though. And I just started functioning again in January, pretty much. Like, right after I gave birth to my son here. He was born in December. He was born on Boxing Day, December 26th. And I think he kind of snapped me out of it. I don't know how to deal with death. It's something that we just have to accept. And I get that. But the people that are living here, we have to now adjust our lives to be without these people. And I think that's the hardest thing, to realize I can't pick up the phone and call. I can't text. I can't, go in and check for the person anymore. I can't do any of that stuff anymore. Like, my chances of doing that are now gone. And the questions that arise is, did I tell that person how much I love them? Did I show them the appreciation that they deserved? Did I spend as much time as I possibly could with them? And the answers are always no. I could have told him I loved him more. I could have told my aunt I loved her more. I could have spent more time with them. I could have shown better appreciation. Like, that's what it all comes down to. There's always more that could be done. And we have to settle within ourselves and find peace. To say that they did know. Even if we could have told them more, they knew. And that's all that really matters. And they're in a better place. Because Earth sucks. Like, let's be realistic. But I'd rather be alive than be dead, because I don't know what death brings. We know what we suspect. We know what people, guess. But no one really knows what it is. So, I don't know. I know there's a lot of people on this earth that commit suicide and stuff like that. And I guess I'm hoping that somebody will even see this message and realize, no matter how hard it is for you, there's someone out there that's going through it 10 times more. And that's why I even wrote my book. Was a co-author in the book, where I talk about the struggles is real, Confessions of a Single Mom. Because it's letting somebody else know that you're not alone. And regardless of how bad things are, you could have been raped, you could have been shot, you could have been homeless. There is someone out there that's worse than you. But you need not to resort to committing suicide or leaving Earth because of the struggles that you're going through. Because at the end of the day, you may be gone, you don't know where you're going to. But the people that are left behind, that have to now find the money to pay for your funeral, that have to arrange a whole entire ceremony, burial, reception, all that stuff, while also grieving, you're leaving them in a place of darkness. You're leaving them you're leaving them to be alone, when maybe for them you were their backbone. I don't think people realize that sometimes. But anyhow, death is something we have to all deal with. I used to work for a financial company that did funeral rearrangements, and we were the investment company. So we would invest the money, and everybody was wondering, why do people prearrange for their funerals? Because funerals are so expensive. So instead of leaving that burden on your family after you prearrange for it, make the arrangements and everything, so your family has that time to grieve and don't have to worry. So definitely, when I get back on my feet financially, I will be prearranging for my funeral, because I definitely don't want to leave my kids in a state of having to figure out what to do with me or how to arrange my funeral or anything like that. And I don't want them to have the financial burdens. So now I'm looking at it. I got to find a way to pay off all my bills, like my credit cards, my debt. I want to cover all that, because when I go, I don't want my family to be struggling, trying to provide, right? So guys, I don't know. That was my scattered brain Saturday. It was probably depressing. You probably didn't watch the whole thing, but if you did, I appreciate it. Please let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on death? Maybe even ways that someone could deal with it. I honestly don't know how to deal with death. I was depressed. I sat there and didn't do nothing. I don't remember eating. I don't remember drinking. I don't remember bathing. I don't remember brushing my teeth. I don't remember doing anything. And what snapped me out of it, like I told you, was life. I had my son. I was pregnant at the time, and when I gave birth to him, I realized I had my other kids, but I guess bringing him into the world made me realize that life is a beautiful thing. Maybe I forgot. I don't know. But I did eventually come out of it, so there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Anyhow, guys, sorry for this long post, but please comment, like, and subscribe, and check me out for next week's Scatterbrain Saturdays. I have no idea what it's going to be about. Ciao.